Live, this is News Channel 8 at 11 on your side.
Setting the stage.
Do I have the courage? Is it worth the sacrifice? America has been worth it.
Governor Ron DeSantis prepares to make a first-of-its-kind announcement on Twitter. We have team coverage.
Plus, a fight for more money.
We're tired of fighting for a bigger piece of a little pie. The pie itself needs to grow.
Why Pinellas County teachers say they deserve a raise.
It's been a very stormy day across the Tampa Bay area, and tomorrow could be even stormier. I'll have your hour-by-hour forecast.
And the new Bucks taking the field for the first time. So who's winning the battle for quarterback?
By this time tomorrow, Governor Ron DeSantis will be a presidential candidate. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Lee.
And I'm Keith. Kate, thank you for joining us tonight. 8 on your side confirmed that he will formally announce tomorrow at 6 p.m. live on Twitter Spaces, the site's platform for audio chats, and he will be joined by Twitter CEO Elon Musk. But the campaign hype has already started. Florida's First Lady, Casey DeSantis, releasing a video tonight on social media. Take a look at this one.
Because in the face of darkness, you can see that brighter future. A faith that our best days lay ahead of us. But is it worth the fight? Do I have the courage? Is it worth the sacrifice? America has been worth it every single time.
We have team coverage for you tonight. Jack Royer breaking down what the presidential race will look like once the governor jumps in.
But we begin tonight with Justin Shecker. Justin, announcing on Twitter is a strategic move.
It really is, Jen and Keith. Good evening to you both. President Obama's use of social media transformed political campaigns and how candidates connect with voters. President Trump, of course, put his own spin on Twitter, using it to attack his rivals and bypass traditional news outlets. Now, Governor Ron DeSantis is hoping this non-traditional way of announcing his candidacy will jumpstart his run for the White House.
It's basically a virtual town hall if you're doing it right.
By announcing his candidacy for president during a Twitter Spaces discussion on Wednesday evening, the chairman of the Florida Republican Party, Christian Ziegler, says Governor Ron DeSantis will be able to reach GOP voters directly on their phones.
You have the ability to go directly to the people. I think anytime you can do that, it's a winner.
Ziegler told News Channel 8, under the leadership of tech billionaire Elon Musk, the social media platform has become more friendly for conservative content.
And there are a lot of users on Twitter. I think Elon Musk is trying to revive the social network from what it was known for in the past, which was a lot of censoring of conservatives. And now he's trying to basically rebrand it and turn it around.
While USF professor of political communication Joshua Scacco says Florida's governor is seeking a memorable setting, some potential supporters may miss the highly anticipated announcement.
There could be potential for a large audience. There also could be potential for some impediments because of the Twitter platform, because of the opt-in function of the Twitter platform, that might make it difficult for some people who would support the governor to tune in.
Democratic strategist Keith Edwards says he wouldn't recommend launching a campaign on Twitter Spaces, even though he says it's an effective tool for candidates to discuss issues and update voters.
For DeSantis to use his campaign launch for president, which you only get one of, you only get to launch once on a non-visual medium, one in which that's going to be unscripted, which I don't think is to his strength. He usually loves to have a script and to be bombastic in front of cameras.
So to listen to the governor's big announcement tomorrow night at 6, you need to have a Twitter account, be able to join that live conversation by clicking on either Musk or DeSantis' Twitter pages. Christian Ziegler also tells 8 on your side the Florida GOP will not endorse a candidate during this primary. He says the focus is making sure the party is unified for the general election. We're live tonight in Tampa. I'm Justin Shecker, 8 on your side.
All right, thank you, Justin. It won't be long before Florida becomes ground zero in this growing Republican divide. News Channel 8's Jack Royer, you're joining us in studio with more on that tonight. Jack, the governor will instantly become former President Trump's biggest rival.
Keith, it likely begins a new phase of the ongoing feud between the two candidates. 6 are now in the race for the Republican nomination right now. The frontrunner, Donald Trump, who will be the biggest roadblock for DeSantis in a field sure to get bigger before primary season. As Governor DeSantis is set to announce his campaign in an unconventional way.
I'm the candidate the far left fears the most.
He joined South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, a longtime ally of Donald Trump, in announcing candidacy this week. Trump wished Scott good luck before slamming DeSantis amid a months-long feud.
Ron DeSantis. Did anyone ever hear of DeSantis? The sanctimonious.
In a post wishing Scott good luck in the race, he called him a big step up from DeSantis, who Trump called totally unelectable. DeSantis has been staying quiet on his possible candidacy for months.
I'm not a candidate, so we'll see if and when that changes.
He still must sign a bill amending Florida's Resign to Run law, which would clear the way for his candidacy.
I think Governor DeSantis is really smart and very strategic. He had to accelerate his run for the presidency because he was taking so many hits from former President Trump, and there were so many people coming into the field. What I'm also watching, though, is how the voters are really going to perceive this.
So what do the voters think right now? In the latest Real Clear Politics composite polling, Donald Trump has a very wide lead right now, 56%. DeSantis polling at 19%, while Mike Pence besting Nikki Haley by over a point without even announcing a run yet. Keith.
All right, thank you, Jack. As your local election headquarters, we're going to bring you live updates on the governor's announcement tomorrow, right here at 6 o'clock and online at WFLA.com.
It was a stormy day across the Bay Area. Check out this video from our tower camera in downtown Tampa. While most of the rain is gone right now, you're going to need that umbrella again tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Baradelli joins us now. I liked what you said in an earlier newscast when we asked you how long we should keep the umbrella around. You said basically till October.
That's unfortunately correct. Yes, we will get moments of time we won't need it, but otherwise you should keep it handy for the next couple of months, that's for sure. Because rainy season pretty much has begun across Tampa Bay. And tonight, boy, did it rain. We have an upper level low and just a lot of tropical moisture sitting there. And the result of that is, take a look at the radar over the past few hours. Very heavy showers and thunderstorms across the area. Most of the rain is done. It's still winding down. We have one big storm that's exiting Polk County right now on the east side of Indian Lake Estates, and there is a little bit of hail and lightning with that. Otherwise, we're beginning to dry it out. We've seen a lot of heavy rain. The heaviest has been in northeastern Hillsborough County, from Temple Terrace to New Tampa, east to Thonotosassa and Plant City, some places up to around 3 inches of rainfall. In Tampa right now, it's dried out, but you can see in downtown we picked up almost 2 inches of rain. Temperature's comfortable, 73. We're headed only down to about 71, 72 in the morning. It's going to be warm, but about normal for this time of year. Watch future radar tomorrow. We start out dry, but then showers and thunderstorms blossom, and there are going to be a lot of them. We'll have more on the hour-by-hour forecast, and we'll talk about your Memorial Day weekend in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Jeff. The death penalty is now on the table for a man accused of killing and dismembering an Uber Eats driver. Prosecutors say Oscar Solis should be put to death for the horrific crime if he is found guilty. Solis is accused of murdering Randall Cook, who was reported missing last month after delivering food to the house Solis was living in. Solis was reportedly seen on camera carrying bags which had Cook's remains in them. He'll be back in court next month.
Tonight, a man is facing charges in connection with a deadly shooting at a Wawa last month. 18-year-old Tyler Harnage turned himself in to Hillsborough County deputies at the Orient Road Jail. He's accused of shooting a man at the Wawa on 301 and Gibsonton Drive in Riverview May 10th. Harnage is charged with third-degree murder. USF is now a little bit closer to having a football stadium built on campus. Today, the Board of Trustees Finance Committee approved spending $340 million to build a 35,000-seat stadium. Construction is set to begin next summer, but those final plans must still be approved by the Board of Trustees.
We haven't had enough money to do our basic operations, and the concern is if we now have to start supporting this from those funds, you know, I think people would see that as a big problem.
The funding plan approved today does not include the use of any taxpayer dollars. News Channel 8 is your official Bucs station, and today was the first day of voluntary workouts for NFL teams, and there were plenty of new faces on the field for the Bucs.
All eyes were on the quarterback competition, of course. We've been hearing a lot about that. Dan Lucas here now with the latest on who's ahead.
Who's what winning? Guy? Yeah.
It was,
Mayfield.
A lot of new parts to this team, but the guys in the orange jerseys are going to get a lot of attention, as they should, all summer long. And Bucs head coach Todd Bowles said he would not crown a winner today in the contest between Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. That's not any fun. But it was nice to see them both on the field for our first glimpse of what should be an interesting summer leading up to training camp. Now, Mayfield split reps with Trask as they both soak in the new Bucs offense. And after practice, Mayfield was asked about all these power rankings and season predictions that say this is going to be a long year for the Bucs.
I played in this division last year, and I'm pretty sure the Bucs won it still. So I don't really care what the people in Vegas are putting odds on it, because it's May. We haven't played a real snap of football. There's a long way to go before that, and yeah, it's just the time of year where everybody's pretty bored and they don't really have much to talk about, and it makes it fun.
Baker Mayfield, not a fan of the odds. Defy the odds, perhaps. That's how he'll do that. Coming up a little bit in sports, we're going to dive into this a little bit. What are they exactly learning right now, these quarterbacks? There's a lot going on. It's not just a competition right now. That's going to be coming up.
Team chemistry is key, too, don't you think?
Very important for all the new pieces
trust
on this
everybody.
team. Absolutely.
Right. Thank you, Dan. Still to come tonight. A new deal. Pinellas County bus drivers will be among the highest paid in the Bay Area.
Now, teachers are saying, what about us? Next at 11, they're eager to get back to the negotiating table, but will it be too little too late?
Plus, a story of survival. A young man says he is grateful to be alive after taking on a shark. This week, Pinellas County school bus drivers received a 20% pay raise, and teachers hope they're next in line for more money.
Especially as they get ready to hammer out a new deal to fight for better pay. News Channel 8's Lenny Supal has that story.
Two teacher unions are calling on the Pinellas County School Board to get back to the negotiating table. They have two key priorities: to raise starting salaries above $50,000 and offer more enticing bonuses to veteran teachers. But even if there is a pay raise, more teachers still expected to leave the classroom. A conversation gripping the nation and taking center stage in Pinellas County once again. The cost of living outpacing the teacher pay amid growing demands in the classroom.
We're tired of fighting for a bigger piece of a little pie. The pie itself needs to grow.
This afternoon, two teacher unions joining forces in a renewed push to see change. Overcrowding putting a squeeze on teachers, which means less attention for each student in the classroom.
The ratio of professional to student is double what the national recommendations are. That's right. Double.
Yeah. But tonight, a glimmer of hope. This week, the Pinellas School Board approved raises up to 20% for bus drivers to boost recruitment and retention. Teachers now asking the board for that momentum to continue, including Rachel Cox, a 10th grade teacher at Largo High School.
A lot of my colleagues flat out cannot afford to live here, and the ones that are trying to live here have to work several jobs, and that's just not healthy, especially for a job that's already full-time, like education.
The unions say the situation is dire. Low salaries, the leading cause of teacher resignations.
We see vacant math, vacant science, vacant math. So many people named vacant, evidently, because we don't have the people to take the positions in our schools.
Right now, more than 300 teacher positions are vacant, and more teachers expected to leave the profession before the new school year begins.
Take care of your people so they will stay.
Tonight, we are also hearing from the Pinellas County School District. They say they value all of their employees and look forward to increasing salaries the best they can through the budgetary and bargaining processes. Lenny Supal, 8 on your side.
Miami man is sharing his story of survival after he was attacked by a shark over the weekend. Kevin Blanco says he was spear fishing with friends off the Florida Keys when a bull shark bit him twice on the leg. His friends jumped into action, taking him to shore and tying a belt around his leg to minimize the bleeding.
And I don't really remember the pain, but I remember the pressure and the force that he hit my leg with. It felt like I got hit by an F-150.
Had my son gotten bitten and they got scared off and went to the surface, my son probably wouldn't be here.
Doctors expect Kevin to make a full recovery, but he has one more surgery to go, and if all goes well, he should be home by next week. Some very ominous skies across the Bay Area today as humid air unleashed torrential downpours and an interesting skyline in this video. These are called scud clouds, I'm told, shot by photojournalist A.J. Morgan. What say you, Chief Meteorologist Jeff Baradelli? Is that what they're called, scud clouds?
Yeah, so on the very bottom there, sometimes you get these ominous clouds. And when the atmosphere is really humid, the water vapor condenses before it gets to the base of the clouds because there's just so much moisture. It's super saturated. And so we end up with these interesting cloud formations. Sometimes they look like little funnels, and people will oftentimes call in and say, oh, we got a tornado. Not usually a tornado. And actually, those are pretty harmless clouds. But we had...
It dropped a lot of rain, though. For sure.
And we needed it. Some places picked up over 3 inches of rain during the day today. And I think we're going to see a whole lot more where that came from during the day tomorrow and as we head into Thursday as well. So let's take a look at Max Defender 8 radar right now. And most of the rain is gone. Take a look at a rewind of the radar over the past few hours. The heaviest storms were in northeastern Hillsborough County. A lot of lightning, too. Most of the rain is exiting. The storms that you see across the Gulf of Mexico, those will stay over the Gulf overnight tonight. And we're going to be drying out now. Things are on the way to getting better. Now, the drought monitor still shows us an extreme drought along the coast. That's why I say we really need the rain. Severe drought across most of the rest of the area. I think we'll start to kind of edge away at this over the next couple of days as we start to get a lot of rain. So why do we see so many thunderstorms during the day today? Well, take a look. There's a little dip right there in the jet stream. It's an upper level low. And whenever we get these upper level lows right on top of us, it kind of instigates the atmosphere, produces extra energy, and that mixes with all that tropical humidity and warmth, and it produces those downpours. So as we head through tomorrow morning, notice we're drying out, and we'll continue to do so. And when you wake up and step outside tomorrow, it will be dry. It stays dry through about lunchtime. Just after that, spotty showers develop. We're going to see a bit more of a surge of easterly winds, and when that collides with the storms developing on the west coast, there's going to be a lot of fireworks out there late tomorrow afternoon and early tomorrow evening. Probably a few more storms than we saw today. And some of them may actually get closer to the coast. Thursday, we do it all over again. There's extra moisture in the atmosphere. Again, a very high likelihood of showers and thunderstorms across the area. It doesn't mean everyone's going to see them. Best chance is still going to be over inland areas where you see the red, but where you see the yellow and it's getting closer to the coast here tomorrow and even on Thursday as well, we're seeing a better chance of rain actually reaching the coastline, which is the place where we need it the most. Daytime highs over the next couple of days because of the extra clouds and extra rain. Instead of low to mid 90s, we're trading that for low to mid 80s, so some more comfortable air, although the humidity will be on the high side. Now, if you're going to be out boating tomorrow, watch out for the lightning storms tomorrow and Thursday. As you head into the weekend, the winds are going to pick up a little bit, especially on Saturday, and then it looks like Sunday, those winds will come down a little bit. But this is the important thing. You can see the moisture is over us right now, but watch, there's an upper level low. You can see that counterclockwise spin. That dry air on the backside is eventually going to spin in here starting later on Friday, but more so Saturday, Sunday, probably on Monday. It's not just upper level dry air. It's also at the surface, which means our humidity is going to come down, which is really rare at the end of May. And so your Memorial Day weekend is not only looking pretty dry with only a 20% chance of a shower here or there. We're going to see a decent amount of sun. It'll be hot, but the humidity is going to be much lower than it is right now. So we're looking at very comfortable conditions for Saturday, Sunday, and again on Memorial Day. All right, here's a look at your 8-day forecast. Storm chances running at least 60% Wednesday and Thursday. Scattered stuff on Friday. And then it looks like drier air moving in. It's going to set the stage for what looks like a pretty nice Memorial Day weekend around here. Time for the Baradelli bonus. So we have a super typhoon in the western Pacific Ocean about to hit Guam. They say that it is one of the worst typhoons that will ever hit, or that has ever hit this area in recent history. Now, at one point, this was a Cat 5. It has weakened dramatically, thankfully, to a Cat 3. Still, it has winds of 125 miles an hour, but what this looked like yesterday and the day before, it looked like a huge disaster. I think it's going to be bad, but not nearly as bad, so that's good news for them. The system is not as strong as it was.
All right.
Wow.
Yep. Thank you, Jeff. Coming up in sports, we know the Bucs offseason will be a long process, but where are the quarterbacks regarding their competition?
Baker Mayfield explains what the goal is for the beginning of voluntary workouts coming up.
Watch Max Defender 8 and start preparing for the upcoming hurricane season.
Hey everyone, Jonas Brothers are my guests tonight. Plus we have Chloe Bailey, the foodie magician Josh Beckerman, and thank you notes. It's a great show tonight.
Well, it's been a while since the Bucs have had some quarterback drama during voluntary off-season workouts, but today's first organized team activity practice put Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask in the spotlight. Karen Loftus spent the morning at OTA number 1 for our first glimpse of the QB competition.
As the on-field work began Tuesday morning, head coach Todd Bowles called it a healthy competition between Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask for that starting quarterback role. Mayfield may be the new kid in town, but he is entering his 6th season in the NFL, and he knows how critical these OTA reps are in the build-up to the season.
Just getting timing down, not just for me and the quarterbacks, but just everybody, getting the system down, getting the fundamentals down. And that was the best part about how Dave wanted to come in and install this offense, is really take it slow, make sure that we have all the details. There's always room for improvement, but for a first day, I think because of how Dave installed the offense, it was pretty good.
And it helps that there is no shortage of talented players in the pass-catching department.
We have a ton of speed, a lot of young speed, and so just trying to get these guys to, find their roles and find their place in this system, because, we talk about the speed that we have. Our tight ends can roll as well.
As Mayfield works to get to know his teammates, he's already got a sense of the ethos of this organization, and he's all in. From top down, it's all about winning, and that's the best part. No distractions, no other nonsense. It's just about how can we get on the same page towards winning? At the Advent Health Training Center, Karen Loftus, 8 on your side.
All right, the Rays and Blue Jays tonight. That's Taj Bradley on the mound. He allowed 3 consecutive singles to begin the game. Vlad Guerrero Jr. drives in the first run. It's 1-0. Third inning, George Springer goes deep, and it's just beginning. The Rays fell short in this one tonight, guys. 20-1. The Blue Jays had 27 hits. Wake up tomorrow. Forget about it. All right, up US 19, we go to Clearwater. A much better result. The USF Bulls began the American Athletic Conference tournament against top-seeded East Carolina. After USF scored 6 runs in the 9th inning, Drew Brutcher drives in the go-ahead run in the 11th to help the Bulls stun ECU 12-11. The Pirates are the 15th ranked team in the country. That's a big win for USF. Gets them off on the right foot there in the tournament, so good job by the Bulls.
That's what I'm talking about.
The Rays. Now, weren't we just talking about this pitcher? He
was okay. He was okay. The real damage happened when Luke Raley and Christian Bethencourt pitched later in the game. That's like having us out there.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I get the idea with 20 runs.
Right, exactly.
Right, thank you, Dan.
We'll be right back.
All right, when you wake up tomorrow morning, should be dry out there after a lot of rain today. 71 degrees to start your day with sunshine. However, as we head through the afternoon, storms will start to blow up. They'll become a lot more widespread. It's going to turn out to be a pretty stormy late afternoon and early evening tomorrow.
All right. Just like today a little bit then. Huh?
Yep.
We're ready for it.
All right, bring it on.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Jimmy Fallon is coming up next.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Good night.